Last year, when the Rams and the Chiefs play a game that finishes 54-51, it's set defenses back 100 years. Yesterday's game was 48-46, and I haven't heard anybody complain that it sets defense back or it's bad. I mean, if I'm a fan of either the 49ers or the Saints, I'm troubled today. Even if I'm a 49ers fan, my defense gave up 46 freaking points. That's not good.
No, you're right. And it's funny that, there isn't that complaint. And even from me, I don't feel like there's a complaint. I guess a little bit what's different about these two teams compared to the Chiefs and Rams is just a little more dedication to the run game in general. But either way, that was a back-and-forth game. I don't love those type of football games. As exciting as that was, I don't love it, even though that was great to watch yesterday. I'm not going to deny that.
What don't you like about it? At what point is it too much scoring for you?
I once you get past like the mid-30s, I feel like it goes a little crazy. But like I could appreciate it yesterday. This is what's different about the Rams and the Chiefs. So much of it was unbelievable play design by the other two. Last year, I felt like guys were just running straight in the Rams-Chiefs game. They're like, whoa, they're open. It was like more bad defense. I guess yesterday I saw more genius play calling and scheming by Peyton and Shanahan that made the game like, holy cow, look at the design of that play. Wow, that was unbelievable. So I think that's the big thing. And for me, the big thing of that game in general, if I just had to hit one headline, it would be Jimmy G. Again, it's not that he played great in a big moment. That's what I'm saying. He did. He played great in a big moment. And I know some of the completions were easy to be had.
Because Shanahan is designing the plays,
but
right?
He's not the first quarterback in the history to have a good...
But don't we want to see Garoppolo in a spot where the play that was drawn up didn't work the way it was supposed to?
You mean like this one and the touchdown he's about
blanketed.
Oh, no, this is the scramble. Okay, this is the penalty.
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
But I want to see almost like the catch. I mean, it kind of started to look like
it did.
Nothing's there. You roll out and you make something out of nothing. All right, let's see. We're watching it here on NBCSN for those of you on the radio. I'll take that.
I'll take that. Give him a little credit.
I'll give him a little credit on that one.
Mike will give you a little credit on that one. You scrambled to the left and made it in the pocket for
Make
5
that
seconds.
throw with the game on the line, and then I'll give you your crown. But the throw with the game on the line, the George Kittle play, and you had a great Instagram breakdown of it yesterday, and Peter King tells the story of how the 49ers called a timeout. Kyle Shanahan didn't like the formation, didn't like the play. He thought I could come up with something better.
Right.
So at the very last second, just as Jimmy Garoppolo was getting ready to call the snap and the play clock's about to go to 0, they call the timeout, they change the play, and they come up with this bunch formation on the left that springs Kittle open, and then he does the George the Animal Steel routine down the sideline. He's getting face masked, and he drags the guy 20 yards. Ends up on the 14-yard line. Just amazing. What a play. And let me say this.
Yeah, say it. It's all right.
The contrast between 4th and 2 in that spot and what Kyle Shanahan came up with, and 4th and 3 last Monday night and what the Vikings came up with for Kirk Cousins.
Exactly right.
What a difference.
Right.
What a difference.
Right. That play right there had a lot of answers, okay? Even if they decide to double a George Kittle in that scenario, there's still 2 or 3 other places that, okay, they've doubled Kittle. Hey, Jimmy Garoppolo, I've taught you through our week to go to this and this now off of that. And that's where it's different than your Vikings play that we talked about last week against the Seahawks to win the game. But
you put Cousins in that spot, he makes that throw.
No doubt about it.
For the 49ers.
Right. You're right. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, my gosh, what a special throw by Jimmy Garoppolo. But nonetheless, he got it done. 4th and 2, throws a good, accurate ball to where Kittle can turn it up the sideline and make something of it. And it just goes back to the genius of Kyle Shanahan with his play call and play design. He just got so many wrinkles, formations, pre-snap motions and shifts to throw your defense's head and all over the place. Where's it going? And Sean Payton, too. It's no different over there. But Kyle's maybe a little more crazy behind the line of scrimmage. But I just think that one of our big questions was, can Jimmy Garoppolo really come through in those type of moments when the run game isn't just absolutely dominating? The run game was really good, don't get me wrong, but I still think it's a good stepping stone for him, the team, the fan base to all say, oh, this is our guy. He can take us to the promised land when we need him to.
His stats were almost identical. Identical to Drew Brees. They both had 349 yards passing. Garoppolo had 4 touchdown passes. Brees had 5, and Brees had an up and over the top touchdown at the goal line. 29 of 40 was Brees. 26 of 35 was Garoppolo. They both played really well.
Yes,
they both did. It was just one of those games where somebody had to lose.
Yeah.
And, it's nothing to be ashamed of if you lose that game. But what a difference, though. Saints go from 1 seed to 3 seed. And the 49ers rocket from 5-1 when you couple it with the Seahawks loss on Sunday Night Football. And the 49ers are right where they want to be now.
Yeah.
And again, even though the 49ers have beaten the Saints in New Orleans and the Saints have beaten the Seahawks in Seattle and the Seahawks have beaten the 49ers in San Francisco, kind of, killing that whole home field advantage notion, you still want to have home field advantage in the playoffs. You want to have the week off.
Yes,
you want to force people to come to you.
The big thing is the bye week, no doubt about it, because it just gives your team a chance to get back to 100% and allows you to put the pedal to the metal just that much harder when it becomes divisional playoff time. And the San Francisco 49ers are a team especially where I look at to where that could be important for them this year because they had the early bye week, right? They had the week 4 bye week this year, if I'm
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there. So that will be a much needed rest for them, especially as it looks week 17 they're going to come have that huge matchup with the Seattle Seahawks up in Seattle. But still, that was a fun game. 2 really good football teams. Shocking that they let up that many points. I mean, these are 2 of the better defenses in football, but I think it was the first time all year they faced offenses that really had scheme, good player, good offensive line, and kind of took the fight to the defense for the first time all year where, hey, I got to give Drew Brees a lot of credit too. One of the things I complain about with him and the Saints is a little bit of a lack of, plus 10, plus 15, plus 20-yard throws in a football game. He did that, especially early on, which I think backed off San Francisco a little bit and took their aggression away to go, oh, okay, well, we can't crowd the line of scrimmage with Drew today. He's kind of pushing the ball down the field, and it might not be rockets, but it's effective, and that certainly helped out their offense early on.
There's so many good teams in the NFC this year.
Yeah.
It's a shame that a team like the Saints having a special season, they may end up playing wild card weekend the way things are going. A team like the Vikings that are 9-4, they could be 12-4 and be the 6th seed. It's just amazing to see how that's all playing out. Of course, one of the problems is you have one of the worst divisions we've ever seen, and they're guaranteed to put a team in a spot where they're going to have a home playoff game. But there's your NFC East breakdown there. It stinks top to bottom. The rest of the NFC, pretty good, though. And, it's going to come down to Week 17, 49ers, Seahawks.
Yep.
The winner's going to most likely be the 1 seed. The loser's going to be the 5 seed. The playoffs are going to be more interesting in the NFC if the 49ers are the 5 seed. Because the 49ers are the 1 seed.
Yeah.
They win both games at home and they go to the Super Bowl. If they're the 5 seed, they're going to have to, go on the road, and I think the games are going to be better.
So
it's
better
what you're saying
is you think the 49ers are clearly the better team in the NFC.
I think that if they would have the 1 seed, they're more likely to win the 2 games at home and advance.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm with you there too. But the good thing is for a team like the Saints, right? You're on the road. If you do get, whatever, you get the 2 seed or 3 seed, whatever it may be, and you have to play San Francisco in the NFC Championship game, it's not a horrible environment for a team and a quarterback who's don't always have a great reputation for playing outdoor games in the playoffs and bad elements. It won't be bad elements in San Francisco that time of the year. It won't be that bad. So I do think that if we saw these 2 teams play each other again, we could see, another that type of performance, 35-31, something like that from both of them where it'd be a lot of fun, and who knows who comes out on top.
And remember, they had that epic game between the 49ers
That's what I was kind of thinking.
and the Saints. That was a Candlestick in 2011.
Right.
But there's going to be, divisional round, right? Wild card round is always exciting, but the one thing that always nags me during wild card weekend is the notion that all 4 of these winners may be done by next weekend. But the divisional round, it's going to be more special.
You feel like it's the best 8.
It's going to be more special this year than I think it's been in a long time.
Yeah, well, I think the all 4 number 1 seeds, or number 1 and number 2 seeds, all 4 first-round bye teams, I think we're all going to look at it and go, oh, they're very deserving of being there. They clearly are, one of the 4 best teams in football. And, might be, a little bit close with the Seahawks if they're just outside of it, or the Packers, to where we go, oh, well, now the wild card game, the divisional game, we're going to have something special there.
Yeah, but what's beautiful about it is we still don't know who those teams that are going to get the buys will be.
The Packers, they could lose to the Bears this week. Let's be serious. What have the Packers done lately? And everybody out there knows I love Aaron Rodgers. Come on. But, I mean, what have they done lately to give you confidence to go, wow, Green Bay is really – they're really something special. You know, they just find a way to win.
You don't let Washington hang around.
No doubt about it.
They did yesterday.
Who the heck did they let them hang around last week? Oh, the Giants. It was 17-13 in the fourth quarter. You know, again, so I'm not going to sit here yet and go, oh, yeah, Green Bay's definitely in the cream of the crop. They're finding ways to win. They have a schedule that's kind of favorable to them, and they have a quarterback who knows how to mess a game up and make a big play when it does count.
So the Saints-49ers game included a controversial non-call of pass interference, but this time it was appropriate. Tavares Moore tweeted, I don't make the rules, I just play by them. He's the guy who committed blatant pass interference that can't be pass interference because on a fake punt there is no pass interference because there's too much contact down the field that it would be a cheap and easy way to throw a ball up and get a pass interference call when the gunner doesn't know the ball is coming. And I'm not sure Moore even had any idea the ball was coming.
No.
So you
I wonder if he even knew the rule, really.
Yeah, now Moore may have held, and Sean Payton was arguing vociferously for a holding foul, but none of it was to be, and that was that. But, yeah, Superdome, pass interference, non-call. Anytime that ever happens,
right.
As long as that building is standing, it's going to be a big deal. And it was a big deal yesterday. And the fans didn't want to hear it. They explained it on the PA system, and the fans still booed.
Well,
they didn't. They refused to accept it.
First off, that's like not holding on the punt play, so that's why they can't go back and do that. Every play is holding the whole year in the punt, right? I mean, if you're inside the shoulders like that, they don't call that holding in the NFL. So that's why they're not going to get that call either. Just a weird part of the game. 4th and 18, first of all, to do that, right? And it makes me wonder a little if the Saints were aware of this rule either. But that was huge because the 49ers were up, and then they went on a 14-play, 55-yard drive from there and scored a touchdown to go up by 12 at that point, which really put the Saints in a tough spot.
They had to know. If the special teams coordinator doesn't know there's no pass interference on a fake punt, then he should be fired right now.
I hope so. But
you would have to know
4th and 18, just throwing a go route at that point of the game, I don't know.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.